Here we are, guys, with we're at the final boss of Tier 5, Corruption 7. Real quick pass through, we're running Thieves Daggers with attack reach, instant attack, and boosting Sun Runes. Ricochet Shot, energy cost reduction, effectiveness of Moon Runes, projectile duration, and then if you happen to get the Force Socket, you can put Split Chance in. So basically, top down, that's the order you want to go in for those. Precision Volley, crit hit chance, increased effectiveness of Primordial Runes is giving it guaranteed crit hit damage. Aura Soul, ignore that, I just happened to get a piece of gear with that, it doesn't matter, you don't need it. Blade Dash, with the +1 rune slot to random other ability, and then you want to leave at least one slot empty in order to skip it to get free reroll shards. We're running the Ring of Rapid Strikes for the first artifact that you pick up, the second artifact you pick up, Band of Primal Power. Your focus is going to be attack speed, and then projectile amount, enough dodge, you want to max out survival tactics for dodge charges, and to just get it off our list as well. And then aimed shots as a final node to pick up. And then once you have all those selected, you can then start picking unlimited power with the rest of your levels, which is what you want to do. Gear-wise, you just want to go just grab whatever, this run I just grabbed whatever piece of gear had crit damage. So, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. Literally, that's it. Just crit damage on all your pieces is all you have to look at. I didn't even finish sets, if you see. I mean, you can if you want to. You can use reroll shards and make this build even better if you want to. But I just wanted to showcase that you don't need to do that. If you this build is purely for farming. So let's fight this final boss, and you can see we have pretty good damage on tier 5. Keep in mind, Corruption 7. You do have to kind of make sure with these archers around us that you keep an eye on your dodge charges. You may need to blade dash to get your dodge charges back. You could also drag the boss to the archers, which is probably smarter, so we can kind of AoE him down. As you can see, the damage is pretty good. Keep in mind, Corruption 7. So and that's that. Probably would have been even faster. And if you want to see, I have the full gameplay in this video, so if you guys want to see the caravan kill at tier 5, the highest health a caravan can get, go check out the full gameplay that's at the end of this video. Alright. Hey guys, I'm Orthodon, bringing you a Hunter damage dealer guide, I suppose would be the way to word it. It is basically a high damage build guide, or a high damage build mainly focused on farming materials. So I've been working on trying to get every skill maxed out in the game. I'm almost done with runes, as you can see. So with that, I've been trying to find fast builds that can kill a lot of mobs to get a lot of coins. Granted, I am now gated by gold coins, which seem to only drop from bosses, which is just timer based at this point. But for the most part, I think I have found my favorite build for farming. I do have one other that I will make a video on, but we have to play Hunter because we're going to be using Precision Volley, which requires longbows. The only way to use longbows is Hunter right now, unless you're able to kill the second boss in the second endgame boss, which I've yet to been able to kill to unlock the Titan Slayer origin. So, you guys probably already saw a preview of the skills and gear. I usually try to do that for the beginning of the video before we get started. But here we are. Let's jump into a sun-touched area. I will show you the full gameplay as I normally do, and you guys can kind of hear me talk about why I do what I do. So we're going to look for an Ouroborean Hunter. Really, the stats don't matter when you start too much. You can try to min-max them if you really want, but sure, primal damage is fine. We're going to be stacking crit damage. We're also going to be going Cult Initiate, because we're going to be going daggers, so you need to go Cult Initiate. I've tried Hunter Bow. Hunter Bow is really good. Short Bow wasn't bad. What other weapons do we have here? The Blade of Akaz weren't bad, but so far, I think what has felt the best for me was actually the daggers, surprisingly enough. The really fast attack speed gets us a lot of procs as we start stacking more and more, and it ends up feeling really good. So here we are. Usually, I almost never max out Sprint or Elemental Mastery, so I just ignore those and take basically whatever else pops up, prioritizing attack speed and some of the other stuff. So we take Ricochet Shot. I was going to experiment with other things other than Ricochet Shot, but this has been working, so I decided to stick with it. And then we just kind of zoom through, kill as much as you can. The more you kill, the earlier, the more XP you're getting. Because I'm pretty sure the mobs spawn not on a set timer, but once like some are dead, more will spawn, kind of thing. So attack speed popped up, so we're taking that first thing. Whoops! Whoops! I'm bad. As you can see, we killed that elite extremely fast. Daggers are pretty damn nice. Attack reach and double shot chance. Yep. I'm not sure if double shot chance works for our abilities. I'm sure it works for at least one. But I usually take it. Really, we focus crit damage. I want to show you that you don't have to try real hard gearing this either. So really, just whenever gear shows up, if you click crit damage, you win, or reroll to get crit damage. Attack reach is the first rune you want to put into your thief daggers. It's just going to make everything more convenient, for sure. As you can see, we're already with the reach, it's making things a bit better. We got more attack speed, and we are just beginning to pop off, so... Probably one of the most carefree builds. Reroll until you see Precision Volley. We take Precision Volley. Probably one of the most carefree builds I've played. Later on, you have to kind of try to avoid walking into mobs too much when we really start getting flooded at the very end. But keep in mind, I am level 7 Corruption, and each obelisk, each stone I have in is increasing the monster's health by 25% per tier. So the monsters do tend to have a lot of life by the end game, but it's still nothing we can't handle. Projectile amount, that's our second favorite. Attack speed first, projectile amount second. Then we continue decking out Thieves' Daggers just to keep going with this. We're going to put in Instant Attack Chance as our next one. And then once again, doesn't really matter. We do have boosted crit damage here with attack speed. That's actually really good, so we're taking that. It doesn't really matter about the extra ability that we got. It's okay if we have it. You don't need it. I kind of wish I didn't get an extra ability for this run, but just know it may look like it's doing some damage now, but it's not. You do not need this Aura of Soul. Just stack crit damage, because we're going to be using the ring. Now, this build is also assuming you have all the unlocks, and it may not function as smoothly if you don't have all the runes leveled up too. Keep in mind, this is more of an endgame build. I'm assuming you have everything needed to run it. Unfortunately, I found this build after I already had pretty much most of the stuff maxed for it. So I'm not quite sure how the build would function with being on like a fresh account and barely, like maybe barely having the skills. I'm not quite sure. And like no runes leveled up. But I guess if you're that fresh, you're not going to have as many shards anyway, so your corruption isn't going to be as high, which might make it fine. Once again, crit damage. Just find whatever we have with crit damage. That's all you need. Maybe one piece with crit chance if you want, but essentially we're going to be making our precision volley have 100% crit chance. And ricochet shot is only there for triggering precision volley. And then thieves' daggers are only there to trigger. So we're going to go for the attack reach. Just make the daggers feel that much better. But really, crit damage, crit chance, primal damage, things like that showing up in your soul cores, or whatever they're called, soul fragments, are pretty good. We'll get a boss kill in here, you guys can see this, it's pretty good. Keep in mind, this is without any relics yet, so you can see how they just melt. And the funny thing is, the farther we go, even though they get more health, I'm pretty sure they die faster. So right here, I'm not sure if chain targets really works. I've tried it a few times and I haven't noticed it. So precision volleys are pretty much our main damage, so we want passive ability damage. Which kind of hurts not to take the other one, but our final rune into Thieves' Daggers is going to be to boost Sun Runes. So that gives us just extra reach. Our first artifact we want to pick up is going to be the Ring of Rapid Strikes, as usual. With most builds, unfortunately. I'm looking forward to seeing more things. I guess we'll take move speed, it just helps us get around the arena a little more. We could have also skipped it. So once again, crit damage, just take it. Doesn't matter the set, doesn't matter anything else, just attack speed, good. Let's throw our rune in Blade Dash right here, always in your movement ability. 1+1 to other slots. Landed on Ricochet, that's alright. I don't think I've had a dagger run where it landed on Precision Volley yet, so I have no idea what that would look like. Kinda interested to try it eventually. Right here you want to reroll until you get the Band of Primal Power. That is our last artifact. This is why we are stacking crit damage. Our crit strikes have a 15% chance to become a mega crit, dealing 10 times the normal crit strike damage. Which, if I'm understanding what that means, is the more crit damage we run, the more that 10 times is being affected, right? I would assume, anyway. Unless when it says the normal crit strike damage, it means whatever your base is, but that's something that's really hard to test, so I have no idea. As you can see, we just kind of walk around in circles, and things just kind of die, and this pops off even harder as we go. Now, I'm not saying this is the perfect build. It's just the best one out of all the ones I've tried. There may be other content creators that have come out with something better. Honestly, I haven't really... A lot of the times I look up videos and stuff for this game. Or, I mean, not for this game, but for games in general. I'm the kind of person that doesn't mind following build guides. Once again, we have a crit chance, crit damage piece. That's good. We take it. More crit chance, we'll take it. As you can see, we have no problem at all with the caravan stuff. Now, this is kind of a choice thing. If you feel like your damage isn't super good, you can start decking out Precision Volley. You can look at the preview that I put in the beginning to see what runes I put in it. I tend to like to go into Ricochet Shot and get its cost down, because that just gets us spamming out more Precision Volleys quicker. And then we spec into the damage later. So energy cost reduction into Ricochet Shot, and then boost Moon Runes, which is basically going to give it 50% energy cost reduction, which is actually the max that you can get. So now this costs like 12.5% Or, I mean, 12.5 energy, or something like that. I don't know how it rounds, but... projectile split chance, I think that does work, so we will take that, if I'm not mistaken. Just level up your runes, however you're doing your runes. Mine are almost done. As you saw, that list is tiny. I'm excited to finish that off. I should be finishing that off during today's stream. I do stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Morthodon. Link should be in the description below, in case you ever want to see me playing this game. I'll be playing this game until I max out every skill, and then I'm going to play the game on the random mode. In case you guys didn't know about that, down in the settings at the very bottom, you have this question mark Zordolf mode. I haven't tried it yet, but my friend told me it randomizes things. I don't know if it randomizes everything or what, but my goal is to have everything maxed, so that way when I'm randomized into stuff, it's at least maxed out. And I want to see what kind of builds it throws together. If it randomizes literally everything, your class, your skills, your weapon, your runes in your skills, it's going to be pretty wacky and probably difficult to beat some of these levels. And then I also wonder, like, these choices here. Once again, primal damage, we're taking that. Target amount might have been decent, but I think we already hit enough anyway. I know target amount doesn't affect your basic attack. But anyway, yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. The all random mode is going to be kind of interesting. I'm kind of excited to mess around with it, but I need to collect more gold coins before we do that. We're still just going into attack speed whenever we see it pop up, but we are now finished with that. So we're going to be trying to finish off our projectile amount. Here's another boss, if you can see. Boss, easy peasy. Like I said, faster than the first one. Granted, the first one was stun with primal damage isn't a bad pickup. Level up your rune, and then actually, now that we have the energy cost in Ricochet Shot, I usually finish off Ricochet Shot just because of my OCD, but I think best bet would be to go to Precision Volley. We're gonna run Crit Hit Chance. Now we're starting to boost up our gear. Whatever gives the most crit damage is what you want here. So this one here gives me the most 315 to 365 instead of 315 to 340, so just stack that crit damage as much as you can. And then as you have extra rerolls, I'll usually do the 3 reroll costs, and then I'll show you a trick to farming more rerolls once I get to that point too. If you're not already aware of the trick to farming rerolls. As you can see, things start to live a little bit longer, but we are about to pop off more here. So things will start scaling up a bit. I think we're doing okay on dodge. As long as you feel like you're doing okay on dodge. Actually, we have our max 5, so ideally we don't want to take survival tactics if we don't need to. So aimed shots is what we want. Damage to healthy is anything over 50% health, or I think it's 50% or over. 45% or lower is considered injured. It says that in the game guide. I had to look that up. I think I spent 2 days telling myself I need to look up how damage to injured and healthy works in this game. And then I just took me like 2 days to finally remember to do it. So Precision Volley is our next one. We want to boost Primordial Runes. That's what we want to do in this. So now we have 100% crit chance. 50% crit chance increased by 100%. Boom. Instant attack chance is a guaranteed yes pick. Once again, whatever gives the highest crit damage, and if they're all the same crit damage, like in this case, whatever seems like it's going to give you more damage, just use your logic. We don't need reduced bleed rate, we haven't lost any health yet, so attack speed is definitely good to have. Obviously, gear is going to be very situational for those picks. Gonna have to kind of wing it, but crit damage is your focus. Multi-shot chance again. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, we're already, with that guaranteed crit, we're already scaling harder. We're going to be putting crit chance into, crit damage into our skill next, which is also going to get boosted. Once again, crit damage in the gear. We're doing really good this run on crit damage. There's some runs where you don't get as lucky with gear, or you don't get as lucky with the rolls. It doesn't always go into crit damage, and you'll have a little bit less. Typically, it's not too much of a struggle. I've finished runs with only like 400% crit damage because of shenanigans going on. But I've also had runs where I was almost 700%, so the results may vary. So final rune in Precision Volley is going to be crit damage, which is also being boosted to give us just insane crit damage numbers. Up to 490% crit damage now. And as you can see, we're just kind of walking simulator around the arena. I almost never lose dodge charges. So this is going to be a situation where, in order to progress past this point, we have to take one of these. So I'm going to take Survival Tactics, because it's only going to take one level to max it out, in order for us to get to the unlimited power eventually. We still do have two more shots to put, 2 more levels to put into aimed shots, though. But once we finish aimed shots, we'll be investing in unlimited power. So we just keep on the killing. Fight another boss. Another boss is dead. Oh, an elite coming up too. Elite dead too. Nice, nice. Ricochet shot, we are gonna give it projectile duration, I think, is normally, if you only have 3 slots, these are the 3 slots you put in. Energy cost reduction, effectiveness of moon, and then projectile duration. And then we'll throw something in for the 4th here shortly. We are down to 1 rune left to level. 540% crit damage, too. Well, this is a good showcase run damage-wise. Okay, so our last rune we're putting in is going to be projectile split chance. But once again, it's not really needed. Oh, we didn't max our projectile amount yet either. Okay. Yeah. We still even have 1 more level on it. I didn't realize that. Sometimes things can get a little tanky depending on the type of mobs you're fighting. Sometimes they will close in on you a little bit, but this is why I don't get the move speed. Because sometimes you're just constantly killing anyway. So this is the, oh shit, never mind, I leveled first, 1 second. This is the trick. Really, there's not much else you need in Blade Dash. If you wanted to, you could put something like, chance to stun, just to give you a little bit of CC or something with Blade Dash. But I usually just leave whatever's left empty, because I want to start farming these. So if you leave at least 1 rune slot empty, you can just skip every time and get reroll shards. If you fill all of your rune slots, those scrolls don't drop anymore. So you always want to leave, whatever build you're playing, you almost always want to leave one of these empty so you can just keep hitting skip. See, now we just got 2 more reroll shards, which is huge. It just helps you gear out your build better whether it be the soul fragments or gear that's dropping. You know, it's kind of funny. I feel like I did a little better at this point usually, but even with our crazy crit damage, I mean, don't get me wrong, the build is still slapping. Like, we don't have to worry about dying. We're not even, we just have auto aim on. You can press R to turn that on. Unless you re-keybound it. So legit all we're doing, I don't even have my hand on the keyboard right now, I mean on the mouse. All I'm doing is run around WASD at the moment. Not even losing dodge charges, so we're still doing good. But it's really just this crazy health going on here. Skip again. We do need to start looking at our gear. We can start spending some of our skips to upgrade it. Considering I'm getting all these skips, I should probably use that. Or not skips, but rerolls. Max out our aimed shot, and now we're gonna start getting unlimited power upgrades. So alright, we're about to have the 5-minute boss. We'll see that our damage is still pretty damn good on a boss with, keep in mind, we're 7 corruption right now. So we lost a couple dodge charges trying to stay kinda close. We didn't have to stay as close as we did. Rarity up with our fragments, that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna take, once again, the highest crit damage. Passive ability damage, yep. Elite still die fast. Even on tier 5. And as you can see, we still have one more boss to go. We're gonna rarity up this piece. We'll take the crit chance and crit damage. I mean, just so you could either reroll in this situation, or you could try the chain target and see if it works. I'm gonna save the rerolls for gear, so I'm just gonna take the chained target just in case. But there's so many projectiles going everywhere, it's kind of hard to tell. But we're gonna take unlimited power now. The other 2 upgrades, one of them does nothing for us because we're not doing solar or lunar damage. The other one is just move speed. You can take it if you want more move speed, if you feel like you need it. But basically, as long as you're not killing everything on the screen, as long as you're still attacking with your melee weapons, you essentially don't need more move speed. But I guess if your damage is low and you're getting run down by the monsters and you need to avoid them better, you could go for that. So there's 2 things. If you're killing so fast that you need to get to the other side of the arena quicker to kill more mobs, that's where move speed's good. Or if you need to outrun the mobs, that's where move speed's good. But yeah, I actually think I might have found a better build than this for the mage, and I'll be making a video on that shortly. I'm actually gonna play that a lot today on stream, so that way I can try to min-max it and get a video out for you guys ASAP on that one too. It might actually be better than this. I was playing it last night and it was pretty crazy, but I also want to do a few more runs just in case that one got lucky. Once again, we're gonna keep stacking unlimited power. Unlimited power. But yeah, as you can see, I've played this one so much that even without having XP in my obelisks, I took XP out of my obelisks when I got every faction to 20. And I managed to get this one to 25, which is a decently slow grind. Actually, we're gonna take the pure crit damage here. That's a big crit damage boost right there. I was thinking about boosting it, but we might not get a pure crit damage if we don't do that, so... We got 45 seconds until we fight the last boss. I will do a showcase of the gear and everything when the last boss shows up. And I'll do one more run through it, too, just so I can have that at the beginning of the video. It'll make it much easier for me with editing. Alright. Here we are, guys, with we're at the final boss of Tier 5, Corruption 7. Real quick pass through, we're running Thieves Daggers with attack reach, instant attack, and boosting Sun Runes. Ricochet shot, energy cost reduction, effectiveness of Moon Runes, projectile duration, and then if you happen to get the Force Socket, you can put Split Chance in. So basically, top down, that's the order you want to go in for those. Precision Volley, crit hit chance, increased effectiveness of Primordial Runes is giving it guaranteed crit hit damage. Aura Soul, ignore that, I just happen to get a piece of gear with that, it doesn't matter, you don't need it. Blade Dash, with the +1 rune slot to random other ability, and then you want to leave at least one slot empty in order to skip it to get free reroll shards. We're running the Ring of Rapid Strikes for the first artifact that you pick up, the second artifact you pick up, Band of Primal Power. Your focus is going to be attack speed, and then projectile amount, enough dodge, you want to max out survival tactics for dodge charges, and to just get it off our list as well. And then aimed shots as a final node to pick up. And then once you have all those selected, you can then start picking unlimited power with the rest of your levels, which is what you want to do. Gear-wise, you just want to go just grab whatever, this run I did, I just grabbed whatever piece of gear had crit damage. So, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. Literally, that's it. Just crit damage on all your pieces is all you have to look at. I didn't even finish sets, if you see. I mean, you can if you want to. You can use reroll shards and make this build even better if you want to. But I just wanted to showcase that you don't need to do that. If you this build is purely for farming. So let's fight this final boss, and you can see we have pretty good damage on Tier 5. Keep in mind, Corruption 7. You do have to kind of make sure with these archers around us that you keep an eye on your dodge charges. You may need to blade dash to get your dodge charges back. You could also drag the boss to the archers, which is probably smarter, so we can kind of AoE him down. As you can see, the damage is pretty good. Keep in mind, Corruption 7. So... And that's that. Probably would have been even faster. And if you want to see... I have the full gameplay in this video, so if you guys want to see the caravan kill at Tier 5, the highest health a caravan can get, go check out the full gameplay that's at the end of this video. Alright. Cool. So, attack reach, sure. Continue to boost a little bit. Projectile split chance, yep. And then we will take down the Spirit Caravan. As you can see, the final 2 minutes, things get pretty darn tanky with this build. Really, you just gotta, at this point, this is really the only time you gotta pay attention a little bit, especially if you're being like me, where you're just sitting inside of a caravan. You may want to try and pay attention to your dodge charges, just to make sure. We just got a lot of scrolls. Damage to stunned. We can grab that. Damage to stunned is good if you happen to get some gear with stun chance on it. You would be stunning a decent bit. If you want to kill even better at this point, probably trying to go the... I believe there's a medium set with crit chance, crit damage. Do I have any of the pieces? Okay, I don't. I'm pretty sure there is a set for that. That would probably be good so you can kill a little better at this point, but for the most part, as you can see, we're still slaughtering the final tier. And then if there's ever a... This build can kill death tier too, as long as you pay attention. So if you want to kill death tier, if there's ever an achievement for the game, I guess... there could, by the time there's an achievement for the game, they might have reworked this build anyway, and maybe it won't work. But I'll try to kill some of Death Tier for you guys, and then we will call the video there. It's because of dodge charges, just lets us so easily manage that. But yeah, this build could definitely get more damage if you cared about set bonuses and re-rolled a little bit early on, which honestly I probably should have for the sake of the video. But either way, I kind of wanted to just show what it looked like if you just YOLO'd through it. I'm actually going to re-roll this. We'll take double shot chance just in case it does work. It is a good stat if it does work. So 4 seconds left. Death tier is now here. Now this is where you just really have to pay attention to your dodge charges. Just to make sure you're dodging before you run out. And as you can see, you can basically just kite death tier around. And eventually they start dying. So we killed some. And really, you can just keep this up for as long as you don't, like, make any mistakes. But we are just gonna die. I showcase, you know, some of them have been dying, and we're gonna call it there. So, that's that. Man, another run. I had a run last night where I got a gold coin from every boss, and that happened again. That's weird. That's like twice in a row that happened. Interesting. But yeah, as you can see, I didn't try really hard to pick up soul coins this run. I think you can usually farm a lot more soul coins in a run than that. But I probably left a lot of them on the ground just for the sake of the video. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this build. We'll be back with another one on the mage class coming soon. And then that will probably be my last build guide for a while, because I don't really have any other ideas. There's a few others I played, but they're not to the level that these ones are, so I don't feel like they're video worthy yet. So if I discover more builds, then I will make videos on them as well. So let me know what you guys thought of this video. If there's any ways that I can improve, I'd really love to know. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my future videos. Bye-bye.